My name is Leida Buglass, born in Trinidad, and I have adopted the Dominican Republic as my home. As a Caribbean native, I have always felt a strong affinity with the sea and with people that love to laugh. In this respect, I am so lucky that lived that I live in such beautiful part of the Dominican Republic, here the peninsula of Samana. I also travel to other parts of this beautiful island to study and to understand the challenges facing our biodiversity and livelihoods. I am also privileged to work with together with dedicated and amazing people in developing answers and solutions. I have more than 25 years of experience in the sustainable management of natural and coastal resources and engaging with people, especially at grassroots level, to help them become stewards of their own natural environment and improve their livelihood.
Being a field representative for Seacology over the last 3 years has been very rewarding. Above all, it allows me to work directly with local people and promote Seacology's unique win-win strategy, responding to their needs and supporting their effort at conservation. Our work here is also of the utmost urgency, as the island of Hispaniola, one of the largest islands in the Antilles and shared by Dominican Republic and Haiti, still faces serious uncontrolled deforestation. Mangrove forests in particular are disappearing at an alarming rate. Psychology focuses on climate-smart species like mangroves is crucial not only to safeguard our beautiful beaches against storm surge, but also for conserving a host of marine and terrestrial species. Mangroves are not only valuable as landscape features in their own right and for their ecosystem services, but also as an economic resource for resilient livelihoods. Psychology began working on the conservation of mangroves in the Dominican Republic through promoting and strengthening several ecotourism projects associated with mangroves in Samana, Montecristi, Pedernales, and Miches. This project is very interesting because the mangrove forest is part of the community's habitat. The people not only restore the mangrove in the immediate vicinity, but also build an interpretative trail on the edge of the forest to give school children a living laboratory to appreciate and learn about this ecosystem. This project, supported by SEPSI, exceeded its goal because now Las GARITAS is the go-to place in Samana to see mangroves. Las GARITAS is now known locally and nationally for its mangroves. It boasts the only educational and recreational trail directly on the coast and accessible to school and the general public. There has been a positive change in how the community perceives the benefits of mangrove to their lives. So much so that many are now proud to be living near a mangrove forest. The practice of making conservation agreements between psychology and community groups has been vital, as it transforms the way partners interact. For example, strengthen the community voice and equity of responsibility. Community groups take ownership of the project and do not feel it is imposed. SEPSE has taken up this strategy of proposing conservation agreements for its other community projects. Conservation agreements strengthen the voice of the communities and create equity of responsibilities and mutual benefits. Another successful project was carried out in a different scenario at the far west of the country, Monte Cristi, not far from Haiti. Here, a group of young people, mostly descendants of fishermen, wanted to diversify their livelihoods through tourism and take advantage of the scenic beauty of the mangrove forest at Monte Cristi Lagoon. Seacology supported the NGO Agrofrontera in training them as naturalist guide for kayak tours. Now, they offer interpretative kayak excursions around the lagoon to point out the features of mangrove forest and the associated flora and fauna. The Seacology investment in youth and mangrove conservation through developing kayak tour operations in the mangrove of Monte Cristi has served to empower young people with new ideas and increase motivation to do something different, and also to attract other investors from the private and public sector. Seed funding can help germinate innovative projects and generate opportunities for young people to start a new business, diversify income-generating options, and create new partnerships. In the south of the country, in Harawa National Park, Seacology has been supporting Awinaobi, a community association of nature guides, to improve the tourism offering and the patrol activities in La Laguna de Oviedo. This lake is a natural reserve, some 28 square kilometers in size, and the second largest body of water in the Dominican Republic, and one of the main attractions of the national park. In this project, boats were painted to portray native species. Now the guides in the community association are very proud of their boats, especially after the positive feedback from visitors. Specially designed pocket guides were printed on the birds of the lagoon and its surroundings, and have been well received by national and international bird watchers and tourists. Seacology's sponsorship on the project in Laguna de Oviedo and its direct users was crucial for improving the tourist offering, but above all, for the organizational strengthening of the community association. Follow-up funding can enhance community identification with the project and help them become custodians of the natural environment and resources they benefit from. Recently, another project has been started in the Laguna LIMÓN Reserve, listed as a wildlife refuge. The community group in Los Guineos want to strengthen tourism activities in this area by improving a small jetty and signage to help visitors reach the site. An interesting aspect of this project is the high number of women getting involved, who see this project as an opportunity for improving the quality of life. The Mangrove Campaign Mangrove forests in the Dominican Republic have protected status, whether or not they are in a protected area. But to really preserve this ecosystem, so valuable as biodiversity hotspot and for coral reef and coastal community protection, especially in the face of climate breakdown, Seacology identified the need to develop a national strategy. A strategy to promote environmental education and outreach about mangroves in the country. Grupo Jaragua was selected to develop the national strategy and draw up a 5-year plan. The Grupo Jaragua project team held 2 participatory workshops with more than 50 key actors to identify direct and indirect threats to mangroves, outline mangroves conservation strategy, develop a vision and scope for the awareness campaign plan, and list key action for environmental education and outreach. From the government side, the Dominican Ministry of the Environment and Natural Resources regards this mangrove campaign and the ongoing projects as an excellent strategy for conserving these threatened ecosystems. Our belief is that every individual has a role in mangrove and biodiversity conservation, and we are determined to play our part by raising awareness and encouraging people to act, to appreciate it, and save this precious ecosystem. In the end, we will conserve
Only what we love,
we will love only what we understand, and we will understand only what we are taught.
said by Barbara Jean in 1968.
There is no doubt that we are certainly living in a new world as a consequence of the COVID-19 pandemic. The impact of the lockdown in response to COVID-19 has stopped international tourism in its tracks. Although international tourism is expected to recover in the medium term, in the short term, the country can only count on national tourism. The main lesson learned is that it's important not to depend on a single economic activity. Rather, projects and associated livelihood generation schemes should refocus on the strengthened income diversification actions for mangrove communities.
This current situation shows us that the importance of giving nature tourism guides alternative local livelihood sustaining initiatives based on resilient food production. Another very important lesson learned is that communities that have been trained in survey and monitoring, such as the guides in Laguna de Oviedo by the Grupo Jaragua, are key to safeguarding wetlands, mangroves, and protected areas during times of crisis. Since the declaration of the lockdown, our Naomi community monitors have been in contact with Grupo Jaragua's team to report threats within Jaragua National Park. So, Seacology's strategy of helping communities becoming the guardians of a natural environment is more relevant than ever. We need more Seacology style projects in the country. Right.